I'm Danny Hopkins, I'm editor of Practical Classics, and I've been coming to Beaulieu for 25 years. I think I've missed about 4. Mainly through drunkenness or illness, or some other stupid excuse. But I love this place. I wouldn't miss it for the world. As far as the magazine's concerned, Practical Classics and Beaulieu are the perfect fit because we are the foremost hands-on classic car magazine in the world, let alone Britain. So it's right that we're here, and it's right that we're right at the centre of things, and it's right that we're doing stuff as well. We're buying and selling on our own Autojumble stand, we're working on the Jensen, and we're enjoying the sunshine. What could be better? Okay, on the stand at Beaulieu at the moment we've got the Practical Classics Jensen Interceptor. It's a Series 2 Interceptor built in 1970. It's one of the last ones ever made. I found it a few years ago and it was a wreck in a shed. Didn't have a back axle, didn't have an engine, and since then we've spent 4 years basically putting this car back together, doing the bodywork, which was a complete nightmare, respraying it, so it's now a rolling shell with beautiful paint on it, and we are now beginning to bolt the bits back on. And actually that's where Beaulieu comes into its own really, because some of the specialist parts that I need from it I've found here, including things like I found a door handle here, which is wonderful. And the way that Beaulieu has evolved, I think, in recent years is telling, because that door handle, I found it here, yes, but I also met the guy who can chrome plate Mazak in order to make that door handle look wonderful again. I met him here, and we talked about Mazak chrome plating, and I'm going to go and see him and see how it's done. So it's not just about the parts you can buy, it's also about the people you can meet, the relationships you can forge, everybody in one place. That's why Beaulieu is unique. It's not just about parts, although you can still find anything here. It's about the specialists, the people, the expertise, the historians as well, because we've had this on the stand today. We're fitting the glass to it on the Practical Classics stand. That's one thing. People are coming up and talking to us about the car, including a guy who knew this car when it was new. A guy who was a friend of the chauffeur of Sir Hugh Fraser. Now, Sir Hugh Fraser brought this Jensen, he's the guy who ran House of Fraser back in 1970. And the chap who stopped on the stand knew his chauffeur and told me that his main job as chauffeur was to drive this Jensen Interceptor backwards and forwards to Switzerland, Glasgow to Geneva in 2 days, about 12 times a year. And Sir Hugh Fraser would fly out, drive the Jensen around Switzerland, hand the keys back to the chauffeur, and the chauffeur would drive back to Glasgow. He spent most of his life doing that. So that's a wonderful piece of history for this car that I've learned just by being here. And that's because you've got tens of thousands of people who are real enthusiasts coming to this place to share experiences, to buy and sell parts, share expertise. And I don't know any other show that really does that. This car features just about every issue of Practical Classics now. We're really into the restoration. We've been doing it for 4 years, and it's been reported on in my diary pieces in the magazine. They're called sagas, where we have our own workshop and we report about what we do there. So it's been a combination of doing all the work that's needed to be done to the car, lots and lots of bodywork. We've had some partners that have helped us with that, people like Regen, people like Martin Roby. But we've also done a lot of that work in the workshop ourselves. And I've also bought a spares car, but a lot of the parts were not quite good enough to transfer, so I've come to various Autojumbles, and really Beaulieu is the place that's delivered for me most in terms of the parts that I've managed to find for it. Things just like bits of trim, as I said, door handles, interior trim, that kind of thing. And it all, even though I've not fitted any of that to the car yet, actually having it's really inspiring. It helps you have a vision of what the finished car will look like. So in your restoration, coming to a place like Beaulieu, buying those parts, getting them in the bag and back in the workshop in the box, you look at them and you think, oh, I can't wait for the moment that I can fit that on. And today we're fitting some of the components to this car for the very first time. So we're doing the glass, we're doing the electric window winders, we're going to be doing the door handles. I've just been off to get them chrome plated. We're going to be fitting up the doors, fitting up the tailgate hinges as well. So actually, I'm bolting components onto this car for the first time after 4 years of bodywork, pain, blood, sweat, tears, paint, filler, all sorts. We've got the car to a point now where it's actually ready to wear some of its componentry, and it's very, very exciting. So we want to share that with our readers, with the people who come to Beaulieu. We've also got on our stand, we've got our old Morris Minor van over there. We've got the Westfield, which we've just completed, which we're giving away at the show. We're giving away a Westfield, 15 grand's worth of car. Roll up, roll up. And you know, it's the place to do it. I can't imagine a better place to come and share your passion for classic cars, to come and buy and sell, do a bit of business, but more importantly, have quite a lot of pleasure.